Hey my loves, what's up, what's good? It's your favorite girl Tiffany Soroge. Yay! Yes, that's my new name. Oh my god, we migrated from Erica to Soroge. Wow. Anyways, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I mean, I see you guys in my back end, like the YouTube analytics, where I see like people that are watching my videos. I see a number of you that are actually returning subscribers. It means a lot to me. I mean, if you don't have your post notifications button, if it's not on, please turn it on so that every time I upload a video you would get it. Please. Mature. Oh my god. And if you're new here, perhaps someone sent you a link, my video link, or YouTube recommended this video to you, or a browse feature, or you might have been searching for something in line with this content and you found yourself here. You are welcome. You love it here. Please take out a moment to subscribe, please. Thank you. I know you subscribed. So yes, like I said, my name is Tiffany. I'm based here in Ghana, just newly married. My marriage is about, as of today, I'm shooting this on Saturday the 1st of October. I got married on the 10th, so it's about 3 weeks old. Yes. Woo! Next to Saturday it will be a month old, and so far so good. This is the third episode of this series called Diary of a New Wife. If you've not seen the 2 previous episodes, don't worry, I'll leave the link in the description box so that you guys go and check it out, or it will appear at the end of this video, any which you prefer. So I was led to create this series because I know that there are girls like me out there who just got married and are equally as confused of how to navigate this. Because my auntie said to me when I was getting married, she said marriage is the one thing that you receive a certificate before it even starts, because you receive a marriage certificate at your wedding and it's not even started yet. You guys have not even reached anywhere, and it never ends. It's like a school you never graduate from, and it's scary. So this is just like my real life activities that happen in my life. Like I said, a diary, but a diary that everybody knows about. So basically that's it in a nutshell. This video is one that is very dear to me. Like the topic, I know the topic might be a bit, I won't use the word misleading, like marriage is not an achievement. Marriage is a good thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful thing. I mean, it's amazing for you to actually find someone that you think is worthy of spending the rest of your life with. I mean, that's beautiful. But ladies, marriage is not an achievement. Yes, someone had to say it and it had to be me. It's not an achievement. I'm sure you've heard people say like, oh, I want to get married, I want to get married, I want to have kids, I want to start a family, I want to do this. It's not an end goal. I mean, even the Bible says that you don't have to get married, just that you have to abstain from doing like fornication and the rest. But it's not mandatory. You don't have to. It's not mandatory. It's not. Let's just get that facts clear. It's not, but it's a beautiful thing. Yes, it's not, because anybody can get married. That's the truth. Like anybody. You see people that go to Las Vegas and they've gotten married. You see people that just go to court and like, oh, let's get married. You fix a court date and you go and get married. It's nothing. Like literally, personally speaking, growing up I loved Cinderella, the cartoon Cinderella. I mean, I can quote every single line word for word. Cinderella was a cartoon that I just used to create my life, like my life story at a young age. Like, what, I want to be like Cinderella, because Cinderella had this story line of, oh, she was born in a rich home, but her dad dies, then her mom dies rather, then her dad marries a stepmother who brings in her 2 kids, and her father later dies and she's turned into a maid. And at the end of the day, it's like her saving grace was a man, and this man marries her, and at the end of the movie they're like, oh, Cinderella lives happily ever after. And most Disney movies were cliche like that. You see the princess that is maybe from a poor home or poor background, or she's being mistreated, and at the end of the day the final result is when she gets married, and when she gets married it's like, oh, it's happily ever after. So I'm sure not just me, but many young girls would have probably seen that as an avenue, like, oh, if I get married, probably you'll be happy. probably it brings happiness, it just brings that inner peace you've been searching for. And a lot of girls use that to like, oh, this is what I wanted a man. You know, you also had a lot of movies that show that, oh, once you just get married, it's perfect, you know. So I grew up really thinking that that was just it. Like, I just had to find a man. I remember I even had a diary when I was little, and I had like goals I had written from, like, I remember top to bottom. I think the first thing was finding my true love, then the last goal was like settling and getting married. Because I remember even in high school when we were finishing, you know, a lot of the girls there, our goals were like, oh, we'll finish after we are done with uni, we'll get married at 21, because we finished uni high school really early, like 16, you know, we'll go to school for 4 years. After that, maybe we'll do masters, and when we are 22, now after masters we would get married, you know, and that was it, you know. I don't, nowadays I know girls, young girls are really like aiming for the top, which is really amazing. But back then, at least now, most of my friends, like I said, I'm like the only one that's married in like that my friend group. Like, okay, we don't really have a group, but like my close friends, like I'm the only one married. And I'm just so happy that everybody's perception about marriage has literally changed, because that was very important, because it was like doom so, you know. Because how can you finish high school and your goal is to go to just uni and maybe do masters, and you get married? Nobody was even talking about working, nobody was even talking about having businesses or anything, you know. It was crazy. And I learned the hard way, you know, because for a very long time in my life, I sort of built my happiness around those I dated. You know, I made them my happiness, I made them everything to me. So that drove me crazy, until God came and intervened, which is very important. And he's still intervening, because if you're not careful as a woman, especially, because we as women, we are moved by what we hear. So when we can find a man that tells us what we want to hear, and now makes us feel how we want to be felt, probably showers us with beautiful gifts, we lose guard and we forget ourselves. But you know, the Bible says, one of my best like verses in the Bible, which is also part of the 10 commandments, is the love your neighbor as you love yourself. Because verse is very important to me, because at a point in my life, I was not loving myself. I thought I loved God, like I thought I loved God so much. But I asked myself, like, how come I'm always getting heartbroken? Like, how come I'm always over loving a guy more than he loves me? Why? You know, then later on, God brought me to realization that I was indeed loving them. Yes, I love myself in a way, yes, but did I love him? Because he showed me that if I love him, only that will I now be able to love myself and love my neighbor as I love myself. Because the Bible doesn't say love your neighbor more than you love yourself, or love your neighbor. It doesn't say that. It is specific. It says love your neighbor as you love yourself. So you realize a lot of women, we don't do that. A man just treats you like, oh, you are the best, you're my world, and next thing you are falling. So my darlings, it really isn't like I said, anybody can get married. Women, we just move by what we hear, you know. We want that constant validation, and you don't need it. That's what I want you guys to know. Like, women, you don't need that constant validation. You can get that from yourself. Like, you can tell yourself, I am that girl, I am the ish, like, it's me. You know, you have to just really love yourself. Self-love is so underrated, but it's really, really important. Because if you have to have a man validate you every day, like make you feel good about yourself before you feel good about yourself, trust me, there'll be a day, especially when you get married. Trust me. You know, when someone was telling me one time that when you get married, okay, a man, yeah, he buys you flowers and everything, it's beautiful, it's a nice thing, but there will come a time in marriage that someone is going to come relaxed. It's not like a man becomes relaxed, but it's like there are other priority things. For example, when I received my salary for the first time ever, I took out some money and I gave it to my husband. My husband doesn't need my money. My husband can give me like my salary for a year, like right now, you know. He doesn't need it, but it's just that responsibility that I said, let me just take. So those days before I was married, I was living in my daddy's house and stuff. I can blow out my money and do what I want to do. But now there are things, they're just something. I go to the kitchen, maybe something, I will run out of something, and when I'm on my way back from work and I branch at maybe a store and I sit, I buy it. So it's like it changes, just like a man too. He might buy you flowers every week, but in marriage it might turn to 1 month, but that doesn't mean anything. You know, you don't have to use that to now wear and say, oh, you don't love me as much as you used to love me. You've changed. No, you don't do that. Because if you're that kind of person that you need constant validation in a relationship, then trust me, when you get married, you divorce. under like 4 months, you literally divorce. Like straight up, you would divorce. Like it's not even funny, because a lot of divorces have happened because of that, because you feel that he has changed because he was doing something. And again, women, a lot of women, you mistake the bare minimum for effort. What is bare minimum now? I'll just give you an example. A man coming to, like, or you visit a man and he drops you home, that's your boyfriend, or he comes to pick you when he can pick you, it's something that most men should do. Because I can't imagine myself then, when I was even just dating my man, when I come and see him, this person will drop me at home, and I didn't even see it like, oh my god. And the days he couldn't drop me at home, he probably give me money for Uber. I didn't see it like, oh my god, this guy is the best guy I've ever met. It's because like those things are supposed to happen on a normal day. It's not like you're all feeling entitled. This is your man. It's not like it's a random guy you went to see, but this is your boyfriend. So your boyfriend needs to drop you. So when you mistake that bare minimum as he's doing the world, then you now end up settling. That brings me to my third point. A lot of people settle. We settle because as women, sometimes you're approaching 30 and people are telling you that your biological clock is ticking. By the time you are 30, men will not look at you 35. Let me tell you something. Some of the prettiest women I have come by so far in my life are like pretty, or their bodies banging, are like in their late 30s, early 40s. I know this lady, she's in her mid 40s. She's beautiful, she's stunning. You can't even tell this woman is in her 40s. And for example, I even have PCOS. For example, doctors say I might not be able to have kids on time. What differentiates me from you people thinking that someone that is in her 40s cannot have kids on time? What differentiates us? Is it just that I'm younger or what? No, because when you allow societal pressure get to you, and people start telling you, oh, you are getting old, all your friends are married, it will make you settle. And also, when you're dating a man that you know that is not good for you, and you feel that if you leave this man you will not find better, you will end up settling. And let me tell you something, women, see, it only gets better. See, in life it only gets better. Like when you feel like you are scared that if I leave this guy, I'll not find a guy that is richer or more handsome that will spend on me, it's a lie. Because in life, as long as you upgrade yourself, because the Tiffany of now, I'm trying to brag at all, but I don't think any of my exes can come close to me in terms of growth. Because as a woman, you grow. See, not like you, when a man breaks up with you or you end a relationship, yes, it's sad, it's frustrating, but sometimes you just have to let go so you grow. You know, breaking up with someone does not mean that you stop loving them. It just means that like our plans are different, like things have just changed. Our goals are really not this. It's not like men. They're like, for example, you say, what is a team? Or what is the act of cooperating? You know, a team is like a group of people that come together to achieve a common goal. That is how marriage is. So if you end up settling for someone that because you feel like you won't get better, at the end of the day, you now realize that you guys want different things in life. And that was a very hard pill that I had to swallow when I was like in a previous relationship, because I realized that the goals I wanted for myself, what this person wanted for himself, there were two different things. And when me and my husband, as now forever, amen, decided to settle down, we sat down and spoke. I wanted to know, what does he think about? I asked him like basic questions as little as, will you spank your kid if he does something? How will you correct him? Will you let our kids travel abroad for holidays even if they don't do well in school? Those basic things I wanted to know, because parenting is another thing that causes parents to fight. Your mother will say, you are favoring this girl too much. You know, African homes are, you are favoring this girl too much. Friend, daddy and mom are fighting because of their child. Before you know, the child starts hearing and starts hating one parent. So we thought about those things. I'm like, will you allow me to achieve my goals? And you know what? I want to just clap for the man I married, because this person also helped me as I like build myself. Because I remember there was a time I asked this man, I'm like, if, for example, my company has to take me to Nigeria, let's say for a training for a month, I won't go because I don't want to leave you. And he said, no, don't say that. Whatever will add value in your life, whatever would add progression to where you are now, you must do it. I'll push you to leave. I was like, after all, it's just marriage. I love you so far as you love me. Marriage is not running anywhere. Because that's what we're saying. Because at some point, you know, a lot of things were happening in our lives. So we got me so busy. Was like, last year, so we'll move it to December. I mean, most of you that know me, I got engaged last year, May, but we had a lot of things to do. So it's like, okay, you know what, just focus on yourself, focus on your career, try to upgrade yourself, and don't worry, the wedding will always be there. I've asked you to marry me, right, because I love you. But you know, some people, you propose to some people but they don't make it to marriage. Some people are engaged for years. But it's like, you know what, just work on yourself. You know, he made me understand that I had value as a woman. He made me understand that indeed I bring something very, very, very valuable to the table. And that was just being me and focusing on myself. And something else that a friend always told me, she would always say, Tiffany, you don't need a man to complete you. Which brings us to our fourth point. You are complete on your own. Please, as a woman right now, tell yourself, I am whole, I am enough. Because the moment you feel like you need a man to complete you, you are in for destruction. I remember reading my wedding vows 3 weeks ago to my husband, and I told him, I said, you are the addition, the perfect addition, the perfect add-on to my completeness. Without you, okay, I didn't say this part, but without this man, he knows, without you I can function, without me too you can function. He made me understand, because then when I would leave relationships, then I feel like I want to die. I remember one particular one that I couldn't eat for like, I deleted WhatsApp for like 3 months because I couldn't focus my life. But dating this person has made me understand that there's something as such as a healthy relationship, and healthy relationships, when you are living, it doesn't, yeah, it's heavy in your heart, but it doesn't stop you from moving on. Any relationship that you are finding it so difficult to move on, it's like there's so much toxic energy in that relationship. So trying to move on, it's really, really hard. I know women, we are serious emotional beings, but men too, they can be emotional sometimes, you know. So babes, you are very, very complete. You are very, very whole on your own. You don't need a man to make you happen. You don't need a ring. Like, the ring is beautiful, but you see, you know, I have amazing friends, because most of the quotes I'm getting are from friends. Even though these girls are not married, they are very smart, because don't underestimate a single woman or someone that's not married. They know a lot. Because I remember a friend was telling me, she was like, with this ring, some people don't wear the ring and they still go and cheat. Some people wear the ring, they still go and cheat. So what's the use? Some men will still marry you, they'll still go and cheat. Some men will wear, like my Nigerian men, those ones, they'll wear the ring and they'll be cheating. But at least Ghana, I've noticed that most men here, they don't like wearing their rings. They'll say it's spoiling their show. But at the end of the day, she was like, whether you are wearing the ring or not, and you have a motive, you still go and do it happy. Because marriage is more or less like an agreement. It's not really an achievement per se. Because I mean, so guys, I'm not trying to take too much of your time. I just wanted to touch on this, because a lot of people are telling me like, congratulations, wow, you've done a good job, I'm proud of you. And I'm like, thank you, congratulations. Okay, yes, it's nice being proud of me. You know, I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you. You know, it's nice, be proud of me. Marriage is a nice thing, but ladies, it's not the end. Men don't even see it as much as we do. I mean, before you even get a man that will come and sit down and be talking about marriage is not an achievement, because men don't look at those things. It's only us women, you hear how to make him fall, how to make him marry you, prayer and fasting for marriage. Not saying it's bad to marry, please, it's not bad, but please take your time. Achieve your goals. Write a list of goals you want to achieve for yourself, and find someone that can stand by you and help you, push you. Because there are going to be days that you're feeling less of yourself. There are going to be days that you don't want to even continue with your goals or continue with even life. But having that person that can talk to you, speak to you, he's your #1 fan. My man is my #1 fan. He watches all my videos. He's always asking me about work. He knows everybody in my office. They might not even know him until the wedding. He knows every single tax I bring home. He knows every single course I'm taking. You know, he just always wants to know what's up with me, and vice versa. And that's the kind of person I told myself I wanted. Someone that just knew me, someone that would just push me. Because what is it marrying a man that is maybe just gives me the entire world, but at the end of the day, he doesn't push me? But don't get me twisted. Some women are fine with that. You know, some women are fine like, oh, I don't want to do anything, I just want to be there. But I always tell myself, I don't want to be a housewife. and he always told himself he doesn't want to marry a housewife, so it just like made everything perfect. So yeah, so it's beautiful. So marriage is a beautiful thing, but it is not an achievement. And that brings me to the end of today's video on Diary of a New Wife. You know, like I said, I'm learning new things about myself. You know, I'm outgrowing bad habits, I'm outgrowing old like mentality, and I'm just, it's amazing so far. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment. I love it. I love reading from you guys. And if you have any questions, ask me. If you have anything to add, if you feel like I've said or misquoted something that you don't think is right, please let me know. I'm always here to learn new things, and always, I love hearing from you guys. That's just it, to be honest. And please, if you watch this far, it means you enjoyed this video, and support me by subscribing. That is just to share my link, because it's important. That motivation is very nice. So yes, and like I said earlier on, I don't know if I mentioned earlier on, but new videos drop every Wednesday. Diary of a New Wife every Wednesday. Tell me what else you like to see, what else you like us to discuss, and I'll be here patiently waiting to read from you guys. Mwah. Please subscribe. Have you subscribed? I'm sure you have. Thank you so much. God bless.
Tune into the King of Sounds and